Hi everyone, I am Ayurin Nave, and this video we are going to learn about Spark installation, and then we are going to see Spark basics. So first we are going to download Spark according to our Hadoop and our machine. So I am using the Spark 3.1.2 that is compatible with Hadoop version more than 3.2, and my Hadoop version is 3.3.1, and then we are going to extract that file, and then we are going to go at our bash rc, and then we are going to add over here these properties. I am going to give home path for my Spark, and then path for my bin and sbin, and then this is the Python path I am giving for Spark, and I am going to give it py4j source file path, and then I am setting the PySpark driver as Jupyter and Jupyter notebook, and then we are going to source it by using source bash rc, and then first install the Jupyter and PySpark using these commands: pip install Jupyter and pip install PySpark, and make sure your pip should be greater than version 18, and mine is version 20. So you can get that version by using pip dash version. So as you can see, I am using 20.0.2 pip version. And then when we run this PySpark command, it should open our Jupyter notebook. So this is my Jupyter, and that's all. We are done with our, and that is why we have used this variables over here, Jupyter and notebook and Python 3, and that's all about our this installation. And here are some Spark basics. So Spark was introduced by Apache Software Foundation for speeding up the Hadoop computational processes. So Hadoop HDFS is very slow process because we are getting data from our hard disk directly each time we are accessing our data. So that takes so much of time. So here it is gone. What is Apache Spark? So Apache Spark is a lightning fast cluster computing technology designed for fast computation. Now it is based on Hadoop MapReduce, and it extends the MapReduce model to efficiently use it for more types of computations, which include interactive queries and stream processing. The main feature of the Spark is its in-memory cluster computing that increases the processing speed, as I have told you earlier. And then we have some features of Apache Spark. So it has more speed. It supports multiple languages. So its built-in API is in Java, Scala, or Python, and it have advanced analytics features. So it also have, yes, it also supports SQL queries, streaming data, machine learning, and it has graph algorithms inbuilt in Spark. So, and these are the ways in which Spark can work on Hadoop: Spark with HDFS, Spark with Yarn and HDFS, Spark with MapReduce and HDFS. So they are standard Hadoop Yarn and Spark in MapReduce. And these are the components of Spark, as I've told you. It supports Spark SQL, Spark streaming, machine learning, and graph. And then you have Apache Spark Core. So Spark Core is underlying general execution engine for Spark platform that all other functionality is in built in upon. So these all things are built upon this Apache Spark Core. So from this core, all of these are getting the computational power. And then we have something called RDD in Spark. So RDD stands for Resilient Distributed Databases. So it is a fundamental data structure of Spark, as I've told you. It is an immutable distributed collection of objects. So each dataset in RDD is divided into logical partitions, which may be computed on different nodes of the cluster. So we are creating different partitions on our RAM. They are the different logical partitions. So we don't have to get the data directly from our hard disk, and that is why we are using Spark here. And by using RDD, all the data is again divided into logical partitions. So it also says RDD can contain any type of Python, Java, or Scala objects, including user-defined classes. So RDD is the main feature of Spark. So now we have data sharing using Spark RDD. So data sharing is slow in MapReduce due to replication, serialization, and disk input output. And most of the Hadoop applications, they spend more than 90% of time during the HDFS read-write operations. So it was a big drawback of Hadoop. And recognizing this problem, researchers developed a specialized network called Apache Spark. So the key idea of the Spark is resilient distributed datasets, as I've told you earlier. It supports in-memory processing computation, and this means it stores the state of memory as an object across the jobs, and the object is shareable between those jobs. And then we have iterative operations on Spark RDD. So I've told you earlier, it is getting data from disk, input from stable storage, and then this is a HDFS read. This is iteration 1, this is MapReduce 1, MapReduce 2, and MapReduce 3, and then we are writing it to distributed memory. And as you can see here, we are not going back to hard disk again and again. I will show you over here. So in this, as you can see, in MapReduce we are always storing it into disk, so it takes more times in reading and writing. And these are interactive operations on Spark RDD. So if different queries are run on the same set of data repeatedly, this particular data can be kept in memory for better execution times. So here we are keeping our data into memory for the simultaneous processes which you are doing on that data. And that's all we have about the basics in Sparks. So you have to remember that main feature of Spark is RDD. And why we came up with Spark, because in MapReduce we always go back to hard disk for getting data. So in this video we have seen the installation of Spark and the PySpark as well, and then we have seen this basics of Spark. And that's all for this video. I will see you in next one. Thank you for your time.